Alright, so this is the final video guide for the bingo cards. Bingo card 3, labeled in-game as hard difficulty. This video is going to be a bit different as compared to the previous two bingo guides because I'm gonna skip through a large majority of the challenges. So this is the entire requirement list, and these are the missions I'm gonna go in depth with. The ones I've crossed out are at worst only tedious or grindy. But if you've already cleared the last two bingos, you should already know how to clear these challenges, as well as what teams speed up that process. Also, something different with the hard bingo board as compared to the other two boards are the two blocks that spawn. If you erase any of these blocks with an eraser, Jonathan will just projectile vomit spawn all of these blocks, so unless you're trying to clear challenge 16, which require you to erase these blocks, I just make boxes or use replacers to get rid of them. So with that out of the way, let's begin. Challenge 8. Get a combo of 200 using a character with white panels. This aligns with challenge 19, which is to get a combo of 200 with no color restriction. So if you were to focus on 8, you'd clear 19 on the side as well. So for the interest of time, I'm gonna assume you don't have Fotoro, because if you do, this challenge should be pretty easy if you know how to use them decently. The two white units I would use are either Bag Polnareff or SR Polnareff, preferably Bag Polnareff because he can cap up to 24 erase panels once you hit 100 combo. And to substitute for Fotoro, you should use Narancia. If you don't have Narancia, you can pick any low cooldown eraser within the 60 to 50 cooldown range, because that's really the only other budget pick I can think of that would work for a combo challenge. So in this clip, I'm using Bag Pole at skill level 2 and Narancia at skill level 3. The strategy of keeping your combo up is to basically chain skills during non-stand-up time to reset the combo window as much as you can so your combo doesn't drop. And also you should match 1 by 1 during stand-up because the connections during stand-up time also increase your combo counter. And also try to ensure at least one of your units has their gauge ready after stand-up ends. So for this team in particular, the loop would go like this. Use Narancia, followed by Bag Pole, followed by Narancia again, then match into stand-up. Recharge them during stand-up, then repeat. There are two factors that could mess this loop up. So first being Bag Pole, because initially he won't erase many panels and certainly not enough to full recharge Narancia, because he needs to be at 100 combo to erase his max number of panels. So you'll have to substitute his lack of erase panels at the start of the game with your own quick matching. And the second factor would be human error, aka you. If you're not able to match quickly enough to recharge either unit's gauges in the event that none of them are charged, you'll more often than not lose your combo and have to restart the challenge again. And just to show that I'm not talking shit, at the end of the run I reached close to 500 combo with this team, so it's definitely doable without Fotoro. Challenge 10. Create 5 4x4s using a character with green panels in one run. If you have Risotto, basically just run Caesar and Risotto to breeze through this challenge. If you don't, the template of the team's run is basically any big boy replacer who has easy patterns for making 4x4s such as Jonathan, Caesar, Giorno, and a green unit who will either be Pesci or Koichi if you're using the Jonathan Koichi strat, which I do in this clip. The main concern of the challenge is just being able to get into stand-up quickly and not wasting time during non-stand-up. Since you need 5 4x4s, you'll minimally only need 5 stand-ups, and since each stand-up eats off a second from your clock during the attack animation, 5 seconds will be gone. Assuming you didn't use a time boost, you'll have 60 minus 5 seconds from 5 stand-ups, leaving you with 55 seconds, or around 11 seconds per loop. The reason I use Jonathan and Koichi is just to be able to chain their skills and use as little clock time as possible to be able to enter stand-up. If you're able to manage your clock time well, this challenge is pretty tame compared to the other one-run missions. Challenge 16. Erase 300 block panels with erasing skills or cutter panels using a character with pink panels. This mission is honestly more grindy than challenging. There were 3 recommended units who fit the pink color restriction, as well as being erasers are Kira, Malone, and Boingo. I'd use Boingo over Kira if you have him because you're able to move his books and erase a higher number of block panels more efficiently. If you don't have any of these pink erasers, just run any pink unit and some other eraser. I'd recommend Whole Horse since majority of the blocks spawn on the left side of the board. Challenge 20. Create and use 40 boxes using a character with red panels in one run. This is probably the hardest bingo challenge out there. If you have Risotto, just run Yukako and Risotto and just pray RNG doesn't screw with you badly and make you waste time during your run. If you don't have Risotto, the only non-limited options left are running a clone unit and a red replacer. So either a Bakio or Illuso, paired with either Avdol or Alessi. The strategy is the same as the 15 box challenge in the normal bingo, just focus on making boxes, make use of the clone to double the boxes, and if you're running out of time, clone whatever boxes you have left on the board and let them auto-pop once the timer expires. I'll show my entire run using a Bakio at skill level 4 and Avdol at skill level 3. It should be noted that this will obviously be harder if your Bakio or Illuso aren't skill level 4. Challenge 22. Clear 200 enhanced panels using a character with green panels in one run. The most important unit to use is obviously Koichi. The partner you use with him depends on who you're more comfortable running. The 2 teams I'd recommend are either Koichi and Jonathan or Koichi and Wired Beck. Koichi and Jonathan are pretty easy to use and accessible to get. Minimal skill levels are 4 for Koichi and 2 for Jonathan. The strategy is just to make sure initially both units have their skills charged. You use Jonathan's skill, then immediately use Koichi's skill to enhance the newly made Jonathan panels. This will more often than not recharge their skills fully, allowing you to chain this combo with minimal time lost. As for Koichi and Beck, the minimal skill levels recommended are 4 for both. You'll just want to chain their skills in this way. Enhance the board with Koichi, then use Beck to erase all the enhanced panels. Then use Koichi's skill again and match them manually. This is a pretty good budget comp that has decent skill chaining. You can substitute Beck with other erasers of course. I just use Wired Beck because his erase range is the exact same as Koichi's enhance range. The last challenge is to get a score of 3 million in one run. As with all the other bingo videos I've done, I don't really have any specific tips because everyone has different team comps that either work or do not work well for them. The general tip I'll give for this specific challenge is to not use Fugo or Chocolata because they'll pretty much spawn blocks and self-erase them, so if you're not intending for Jonathan to diarrhea all over your board, I'd rule them out of any team compositions you're planning to run. I know it's pretty lame that I only give general advice for the high score challenges, but there are seriously way too many different combinations of teams to go through. Even a BR team with Beck and Koichi were able to net 3 million points for me, so just experiment and find out what team works best for you, and hopefully clear this challenge. That covers all of the permanent bingo challenges. I hope they've helped in some way and taught you a little bit about team comps, what units are effective with each other and which are not. Thanks for watching. Challenge done!